Going on? I want to put this little video together, this little presentation now, because at the end of the day, we're all here for one reason only: change. You came to me again. You want to change the way you look, the way you feel, and you can play it there. You want to obviously gain more muscle, you want to drop some body fat, you want to change something in your life, basically. Okay. So again, this is what we want to break down today of perhaps why some people achieve results, why some people don't. And really dive into it. I really rattle my brain because I'm big into mindset and the way the mind works. So I want to sort of, again, why some people with the same sort of tools, one achieves a different outcome, a completely different outcome to the other, basically. So I want to try and break this down for you and show you basically how it all works. Right, let's just go. Right, so again, as you can see the graph there, this is basically just, if you look at the horizontal line, you got obviously your mood there. We'll just run through. You got your mood, again going up here, positive, negative. So again, you set a goal. Again, when you started this or whatever, or anything you're doing in life, you set a goal. It's called uninformed optimism. So basically, at the top, yeah, you're going to feel amazing. You don't see anything but benefit, okay? So at the top of this line, yeah, again, this time is different. Bring it on. You're going to start Monday. You're going to smash it. Summer's coming, all this different stuff. Again, just everything seems like a benefit. You decide you want to change. You don't know what it's going to take. But yeah, excitement. You're just so pumped to make that difference. Basically, all you can see is that goal. And yeah, you just want to see that end result. Basically, that's all you can see. You can't see anything else. So that's what at the first point. If you go back to this, is the uninformed optimism. Okay, so you're really putting it on a high now. Whereas here, when you start off, right, so you set some goals, break some stuff down, and yeah, it's good to go. Bring it on. So that's where everyone starts again, as they call it, the honeymoon period. And yeah, that's what happens like the program hoppers. So you get sort of results by doing nothing. So you jump from program to program because you get lured in by different marketing or whatever, or it just looks good, different things. Again, it always takes you back to the honeymoon period. So from there, what happens? As you start going through the process in a few days, few weeks, you get into informed pessimism when you realise how hard the shit is. Whether it's again in business, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's in whatever, basically, obviously in your fitness now. Okay, so we're in the gym. So again, like I said, yes, this is easy. It lasts a matter of minutes. You learn about the reality, the current reality. You go deep, you go below the tip of the iceberg. You realise the grind, the hustle, the hard work, the shit, and like the effort you have to put in. You learn how hard that is, basically. And then again, the information you now have makes it how hard it is. It's much more difficult than you first thought. So the honeymoon period is quickly gone, and you realise, shit, this is hard. If I want to get this result, I'm going to have to work a lot harder than I actually thought. So yeah, you're going to come up against a lot of discomfort, a lot of resistance, a lot of failures. So when you go to the gym, how hard the training is, how hard you have to push yourself. When you go in and sort of making the food consistently, preparing your meals, whatever, logging stuff down, changing your habits. Again, resistance from family and friends saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Sort of everything. All this resistance, all this discomfort you were feeling is going through this change, basically. And this is obviously what happens basically after a few weeks, few days, whatever. And then what happens then? You start convincing, because you get all this resistance, you start convincing yourself the benefits of this change aren't that important. Again, you start coming up with, it wasn't that bad before. And yeah, you start rationalising and justifying your old ways, basically, the sort of your current situation before you started like this goal or this change. It was okay. You don't really need to do this, and then the comment went off. Fuck this, fuck it. I can't be arsed. Again, this is where a lot of people go. This is what happens to a lot of people. Again, they get sort of again, I see all this resistance and stuff as just, they start rationalising and justifying and making excuses, basically, okay? So that comes back down to here. We're coming down to this informed pessimism, coming right down the bottom, down this line here. What we get next is called a little bit deeper. again, you get the frustration, you complain, you rationalize everything. You have to take it out on a lot of people or your friends, whatever, of how this didn't work, how are you different. You're trying to make up all these different stories, make these different excuses of why perhaps you didn't have the time when you know you did. You're on Facebook all day, or you're watching TV, or whatever. Basically, that's what people do. They complain about the programs or stuff didn't happen. They're different. Their lives are different. Their situation's different, and that's what to sort of they come up with different stories to justify and rationalise this sort of this discomfort basically they're experiencing. And then what we got is something like, obviously in this part, is complexity versus simplicity. So keeping it simple. If something's simple and it's so simple, just like a step-by-step process, the excuses are no longer valid. You don't have any stories to tell yourself, or again, if it's so simple, you've got nowhere to sort of you can't create any excuses because it's so simple. There's nowhere for you to go wrong. You just have to follow the process. So it literally is just like, again, don't overcomplicate things. Just like, again, log down your foods, calculate your numbers, log your protein, carbs, and fats down. Try and aim to lose like £2 a week, basically. Turn up, train 4 or 5 times a week, hard, progress each week. That's the basics of it. That's the simple and that's. You don't have to complicate it any more than that. Don't have to like overcomplicate it at all. So again, we're going through this pain now, and obviously it doesn't feel good at all. It's what we've all experienced it before. Whether, again, like I said, it was business, relationships, or obviously in the gym, basically trying to change your shape. It's what we all go through. But fear not, we have not come to the worst of it yet. We next go to the Valley of Despair. So again, this is a deeper phase. Again, this is where obviously people always quit and give up now. This is obviously the darkest. They've gone through a shitload of discomfort, shitload of resistance themselves, from their family and friends, really not happy. Really just, there's no point in this change. They don't see any benefit. You lose sight of the goal. It's not important anymore. The payoff is so far away. So in this position, this is like obviously the deepest you can get, and obviously these are sort of there's a way out, and that is obviously just quitting and going back to the old ways. That's what a lot of people do. That's what probably 99% of people do basically. Just quit and go back to the old ways. Go back to exactly the same thing they were doing before when they set that goal. When they were just before that informed optimism part, they just quit and they go back to the old habits. And then they just repeat it. Nothing changes. And then you end up, obviously, this is the definition of insanity now. So this is what a lot of people do. They'll go exactly back to that sort of, they'll quit and repeat and over again. Basically, they'll quit because it gets hard, or they don't like this change, they lose sight of the goal, there's always resistance, they go back, they repeat. Go back to the old ways, and then they see another thing, and then they get some more informed optimism, again have a honeymoon period, and go through the process exactly the same again. Okay, so this is insanity, guys. Again, it's just over and over again, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So again, what you got to do, you got to try and this Valley of Despair. How do you get through it? Because that's obviously, if you get through this, then you're on the sort of, you go back to the chart again. If you get through the Valley of Despair, which is right on the bottom here, again up towards success then, and a breakthrough basically. Okay, so your Valley of Despair, insanity. If you get, let's say, if you give up now, you're going back to uninformed optimism, and then it's going to feel like a whole lot of fun. It's going back to a honeymoon period, but obviously that doesn't get you anywhere. No, it doesn't progress you at all. It doesn't change anything. So how do we get through this Valley of Despair without quitting? So how do you get out? How do you keep going moving forward? So obviously going to come down to the one main thing is your level of commitment. How committed are you? How big is your why? Why are you doing this? This is all it comes down to. Is it something to do for yourself? Is it something to do for your kids? Something that's really close to you? What is your sort of level? How committed are you? How much are you willing to invest in it? Is the pain of like going through the change bigger? Or smaller than the pain of staying the same? So that's the saying I always look at. So like when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change, change will happen. So where you are now, if it's so uncomfortable for where you are now, then you will, and this is more comfortable for you to go through the change. Change is going to happen. Will you do what you said you're going to do from the start? So how committed are you? How all in are you, basically? This is what it comes down to, again, for this valley of despair. And yeah, it comes down to this, again, no stories, no choice, no opinions or anything like that. It's just yes or no. That's all it is. Black and white, basically. Just really getting crystal clear what it is, why you're doing it, and you just got to keep on hustling, keep on pushing. So again, you keep doing that, keep staying. Like I say, keep staying on track, keeping doing, staying committed to the program, or whatever goal you set, and then it's coming into obviously the upward curve. There, once you start, you come into this informed optimism. So if things sound again a bit more positive, still again a bit more informed. So what happens here? This is why you just got to keep showing up now. Keep staying consistent. It's not about being perfection. And I've always said this, it's all about consistency, never about perfection. It's just about progress. It's not about having the perfect workout or perfect week. It's about staying consistent, sticking with a plan, doing your things every day that you need to do, doing your daily habits, the things that take you 1% closer. Do that thing every single day. Be better than you were yesterday. That's what it's all about. Don't focus on the outcome. Don't, like I said, detach from the outcome. It's not about the big payoff here. You just got to stay consistent on your daily goals, your weekly goals, the small, short terms, and keep on doing that. But obviously, we obviously want to learn from our process as well. So again, because you want to obviously keep on showing up, keep on doing these things, whether it's training, perhaps you fail, you're not progressing this week, something that nothing happens. You got to learn from the process, learn why it's not happening, and then tweak it, and then move forward, basically. Okay, because nothing is ever going to go straight forward, nothing is ever linear. Again, and you guys got your own business, it's not straightforward. You got to learn from the process, learn what works, learn from your failures, basically, and then from these new failures, you're going to sort of build new habits and ways not to do stuff. So again, you've got to develop all these new habits now, which is obviously if you keep instilling these, again, you're learning your lesson. That's the main thing. So keep these new habits. You're going to learn through the lesson. You'll keep doing it there with again more informed and better ways to do stuff. You're going to eventually have a breakthrough, and again, you're going to come up to this top curve now, the completion, or again, success and fulfillment, basically. Okay, so that's where it's going to come down to at the top. Again, that breakthrough, from doing all these daily habits. Again, it's going to, because at the end of the day, they're going to determine your results. And then obviously success and fulfillment is the holy grail, basically. But at the end of the day, you need to, at this point, you need to keep scoring and keep tracking what you're doing. So again, it's like the tweaks you made or whatever. Like, sort of, how do you know what works, what doesn't? Because that's the thing. Again, if you don't sort of track or measure anything, you can't see what works. And then again, you can more rationalize about why sort of something didn't work or you failed, basically. It's more, again, throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. So that's basically what change comes down to, guys. Just that simple graph. That's the sort of the period you all go through. Where again, sort of with my business, with my training, any relationship you get into, basically. Same with any relationship. When you first meet your bird, you have sort of fun together the first few weeks, first few months, and then you realise again the arguments start, again or whatever. Basically, you get to know each other more, and again you realise how hard it is and stuff, and just you find out more about this person, and just you have enough of it. But then you battle through that, and then you get to obviously the success and fulfilment, and a few years down the line, you're the happiest you've ever been. This applies to all areas of life, guys. Anytime you go for a change or setting a new goal in some sort of area. And then what it comes back down to is why I want to show you this. This is obviously the circle of success. It sort of ties in with this now. So again, if you look at this, what we do, we got say let's have a goal. Say we want to sort of again drop a body fat now or whatever. Say we want to sort of drop 5 kilos, drop 10 kilos, whatever. Anything, whether it's like benching 100 kilos, something like that. So you set your goal. Everyone starts off with a limited potential. So you've got unlimited potential. I don't care what anyone says, you always have it. Like I said, everyone's got the same amount. So you've got your goal. You tap a bit of, you tap sort of feel like 50, a little bit of potential to like get started to help you. But again, bench 100 kilos now. Okay. Then you take some action. You get some results. And then the results you get obviously reinforces your beliefs, whether it's good or bad. And then those beliefs will reinforce your potential you take next time. So again, let's say like you stick on this, you stay on this bench press method, or I suppose I'll go to more fat loss, basically it's more orientated. So again, let's start a new week now. We take some potential. We'll tap like sort of how much of our ability. We'll go sort of 80%. We take some action. And we get some great results. Again, something works. We dropped like 1 to 2 kilos in a week or so and start looking great. And then this reinforces our belief. Yes, this fucking works. What I did was right. I'm motivated. I can get results. This actually works. Right, let's go again. Let's take more potential this time. Let's take bigger action. Let's take bigger and get better results. Reinforce your belief again. Give you more confidence. And then it takes you more potential. Okay, so that's again that's how sort of that upward circle goes. And then obviously the flip side of this, you can have the downward spiral. So again, you take a little potential, you're not really you don't believe basically, and then you take a little action. If you take a little action, you're obviously going to get a shit result. And then you get from the result again, it changes belief, it reinforces belief. If you didn't get the result you wanted, just I told you that wouldn't work, or I knew that wouldn't work. This is not for me, and then it lowers your belief. So again, you take even less potential next time. You take even less action. Again, even worse results, and just re-establish that belief that something doesn't work, or it's not the one for you. So this is very powerful, guys. If you look at this, if you apply it to any sort of circumstance you're in, again, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, all the same thing. You always got to look at this and look at your belief system. That's the main difference. That's the only thing that changes. Because if you take obviously more like bigger potential, bigger action, and you don't get the best results. But then sort of if your belief is strong still there, if you believe you can still do it, keep taking the potential, keep taking the action, and obviously change it, then you're still going to get better, like still keep it consistent with the results. So that's what you need to do, is stay focused and keep your belief that whatever you're doing will work. Again, you're going to experience failures. Nothing's always going to be sunshine and roses. But obviously the main thing is keeping that belief system and keeping staying committed to the process, staying consistent, and having an unshakable belief basically. Because it is hard when, like I said, when you get to that valley of despair, or you realise how hard you have to work. It is tough when stuff's not going your way. It's hard to sort of break out of that and just think it's easy to give up when you're not getting any sort of results, you're not getting any progress. But then you just got to really take more action. That should be it. That should be a big thing. If you're not getting results you want, to learn from it, and you take even bigger action basically to get that result. It's nothing to do if you don't get results, it's nothing to do with you, or say, so if you don't lose weight, say it's nothing to do with your body, and say, perhaps I've got a slow metabolism, I'm not that type of person who'll get that result. Bullshit. Okay, it's just again it's that belief, that limited belief that's been placed upon you by your previous results. That's all that is. So you start self-sabotaging. So all you need to do, get that belief again, really believe, take some potential, really take some big action, and just charge down that goal again. That's all you got to do. So that's what I want to really iterate by there, basically. Okay, so this is really big, and it's obviously big power momentum. Again, if you can really circle this, it'll really upward spiral or downward spiral. It's also why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So that's what I want to leave you there today with, guys. Okay, so this video obviously all about changing the mindset shift we go through, and having also the sort of belief system when it comes to sort of your body, your fitness, whatever. Because that's obviously the main thing, guys. That's the main thing I don't give a fuck about training, nutrition. People always talk about training. Nutrition's like 80% of the whole thing and stuff. It's even bigger. The mindset is the first thing, basically. No one even talks about. If you haven't got the right mindset, you're not going to eat the right things anyway. It's bullshit. So again, get your mindset sorted, get your belief system on point, you're laser focused, unshakable belief, like a rhino skin. there you go, keep pushing through the tough times, then that will sort of factor in everything then, okay? So that's what I'll leave you with tonight, guys. Hope you get some benefit from it.